Hey, what's good, heavy hitters? So, there's a crazy ass fire going on down here in sunny Southern California. It's affecting someone that I consider my mom. She's the doctor at TARZANA. Um, the gods are watching you, Ma. Don't worry about it. You'll be all right. The horses will be fine. Like I said, one phone call, and we're there watering down the house. So, I just wanted to share with you guys real quick. Responsible for our own recovery. We accept responsibility for our problems and see that we're equally responsible for our solutions. Get it, guys? We're equally responsible for our solutions as well as our problems. Anyway, basic text, page 97. Some of us, well accustomed to leaving our personal responsibilities to others, may attempt the same behavior in recovery. We quickly find out that it doesn't work. For instance, we are considering making a change in our lives, so we call our sponsor and ask what we should do. Under the guise of seeking direction, we are actually asking our sponsor to assume responsibility for making decisions about our life. Or maybe we've been short with someone at a meeting, so we ask that person's best friend to make our apologies for us. Perhaps we've imposed on a friend several times in the last month to cover our service commitment. Could it be that we've asked a friend to analyze our behavior and identify our shortcomings rather than taking our own personal inventory? Recovery is something that has to be worked for. It isn't going to be handed out to us on a silver platter. Nor can we expect our friends or our sponsor to be responsible for the work we must do ourselves. We recover by making our own decisions, doing our own service, and working our own steps. By doing it for ourselves, we receive the rewards. Just for today, I accept responsibility for my life and my recovery. So, a lot of people, especially people that are still using, it's still everybody's fault. You know what I mean? Everything that goes wrong in their life, they're going to find somebody else to blame. If they would have, if they could have, they should have. You know what I mean? Like it says here, we're responsible for what we do, man. You know, there's been many months that I was stressed out over the bed and thinking to myself, man, if only, like if I hadn't taken this responsibility, that responsibility's kept me on my toes, all right? It could do the same for you. But I didn't want to pick up cigarette butts after somebody else at a meeting. Guess what? I have no problem picking up cigarette butts after somebody else at a meeting because I've thrown them on the ground several times, you know? Getting humble is a hard thing to do, especially if you think you're some cool-ass convict walking around the meeting like you're too hard for the yard, your pants are creased, you got your shirt all, creased down, you're checking out the chicks there. Trust me, I did all that shit, man. I did all that, Fortunately, I'm with a beautiful woman now who's agreed to work the steps for her, to understand what I'm talking about, to get what I'm doing. To sometimes when I work a 10th step with somebody, I want to work it with her and have her understand what I'm doing. I'm seeing my part only, not the other person's part. I could sit and blame all the time that I did in the hole or the shoe time or all this and that on so many other people, man. Believe me, I could sit here all day. Man, I put myself in that position several times. I spoke up, I raised my hand, I did all these stupid things to get attention, and I got plenty of rotten attention, You get to the back, and you're back there miserable as hell, nothing coming from no one. At the bay, they bring your roll of TV in front of your cell, and you get to read your letters on the TV. You flip the paper, bam, generally they Xerox copy it so they can just set it down next to it. So all this poor behavior was done by me, and I had to assume the responsibility. Well, if he would have, but like I love to do that. I used to blame everyone for everything, and now I have to raise my hand and go, man, it's not just Harriet messing up. It's me too. What part am I playing in this? And that's what the 12 steps have shown me. I got to start looking at my part and not worry about theirs. And the sooner you do that, the sooner you start finding some relief, you guys. I started to find some relief. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I started to find some relief. And that's all I was looking for. I was tired of carrying that hatred around for so long. You know, even the comments sometimes flare up that hatred in me. It's like listening to a cell soldier that you just wish you could get to. You know what I mean? That's a guy that knows that he can't get got because he's in a PC module and you just can't get to him. And he's woofing all this crap to you that just really gets under your skin. That's why, you know, you have to have thick skin, especially in this, you know. I noticed Snow, you know, he noticed some comments that he wasn't pleased with too, you know what I mean? They affect you, it's all right, you know what I mean? Hurt people. It's just that simple, you know what I mean? And I have to remember that. So the guy that's out there still hurting and has to try and ruin someone's day, man, I hope I'm able to reach you. I hope I'm able to let you know I was just as sick as you were at one point. You know, I love my life today. I have a beautiful woman in my life today. You know, I have responsibilities today. If I don't meet any of those, I don't have anybody to blame but myself. You know, my car's broke down right now. The fuel, we thought it was some OEM crankshaft modulator thingamajiggy, which we call it. You know, it was like $68 just for the part, and then the labor, and then it turns out it's not that. It's the fuel pump, and then the fuel pump gets changed. Oh yeah, and then we need to change the fuel filter. So like, I'm getting mad at all this stuff. You know what I mean? What did I expect? I bought somebody else's problem. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? And now I got to put some TLC into it. Today I was blaming the mechanic. Where is he? Why isn't he here? He knows I have to have my car. You know, so I had to come outside here and get some tranquil air and sit next to the waterfall and just quiet my mind, you know, because it gets to going so bad, and who ends up taking the brunt of it? Poor Harriet, you know, she ends up taking the brunt of it. And we were sitting kissing in the car today, and it was like, man, this is exactly what I needed, you know. I love that girl like crazy, and, you know, you couldn't always tell, let's just say that, you know. I try to fully live what I speak on this channel. Anybody that knows me out here will tell you that. There was recently a comment on Big Herc's channel talking about, I'm gonna get got because, I'm not gonna say the names, but you know, the dude that I killed was a solid dude, you know. Okay, well I didn't kill anybody, how's that, you know? It's crazy, man, the things that go on. So they were saying the only place I'm allowed to go is to the rooms of recovery. And that's not, I go everywhere, man. You know what I mean? You can catch me anywhere and everywhere. But for somebody to call a short eyes a solid dude, there's really something wrong with that individual, you know? I don't know, I just wanted to get at you guys, you know, and let you know at nighttime I need to take a moment and come down and do an inventory myself of my mind and of my day. Have I caused any damage with anyone? Have I created problems with Harriet that didn't need to be there, you know? And do I owe any amends, you know? Almost every single day the answer is yes. You know what I mean? I did. I caused damage. I owe somebody an amends. And I try not to owe an amends more than a day. I try and get at them immediately and be like, hey, you know what? I was out of line in saying that, man. My bad. You know what I mean? And I try and leave it like that because that way my side of the street is clean. That's all I need to worry about. If they still want to carry it in their head, I'm renting free space, man. You know, it's just like these trolls, feeding these trolls. They don't get to rent free space in my head. And I appreciate those of you that, you know, bang on them back, but don't let them rent space in your head, please, you know. They're the ones I'm trying to reach. You know, let them know that things can be all right if you're willing to put in the work. If you want to sit in your misery, you're going to sit in your misery. If you want to struggle to get out of it, and it is a struggle at times, guys, you know, then struggle to get out of it. You know, I like to put solid stuff in my mind on a regular basis. This is called Just for Today. It's a Narcotics Anonymous book. Like I told you, I go to Alcoholics Anonymous, and I don't care what program you go to, as long as you go to one if you need one. And I don't care what God you have, as long as you have one that works for you. You know, fortunately, I have several that work for me. You know, I'm a problem child. I need more than one of everything. So, you know, I'm also an addict. I want more. So, you know, listen to that. Can you hear the waterfall back there? You know, I don't know if you can see it, but I just come down sometimes and I have to sit out here and quiet my mind, you know? And today's been one of those days with the car messed up, and I don't know, man. Everything's just the way it's supposed to be. No matter how I see it, everything is just the way it's supposed to be. I won't say everything is perfect, although everything is perfect just the way it's supposed to be. I had to do some things today, you know, move this around, move that around to figure out, you know, never drive a car that's out of your price range. So I should have bought a Honda Accord. I'm gonna try and sell his Beamer and get a Honda Accord. Yeah, I got an '03 Beamer, you know. I love how it drives. It was nice shape. It looked good, that's all. I went for the material thing and went for the looks. You know, I love Honda Accords. They get around great. Beats 255, two legs trying to do 55 miles an hour, you know what I mean? Or the orange line that's right out here. Catch that wherever I want to go. Sometimes I'd like to take the bus down to Hollywood, take the orange line to the red line, just to see the freaks on the bus, you know what I mean? See all the homeboys out there. See all the alcoholics and the junkies getting on the bus. See the people dressed like Elvis Presley. Whatever the case may be, they're all out there, you know, and I'm so grateful that I get to do that. Sometimes just hopping on the bus and riding down to Hollywood is a blast. Go down, walk the boulevard, you know, walk by the tattoo parlors, all the, you know, just all the cool shops that are down there. Walk on the stars, check out the stars. I did that with my grandparents when I was a pup. You know, and it reminds me of certain things when I'm down there. I remember my Nana and Papa. Yeah, that's right. Big old rough, tough Cocoa Puffs. It had a Nana and a Papa, you know, and I miss them. I never forget the day they called me to the chaplain's office to tell me that my grandfather had died, and they transferred me to the hole straight from there. You know, that's what they do. So there's no trying to escape. There's no suicides, you know, that's how they used to do it. I don't know if that's still how they do it, but, you know, if you were told through the chaplain or something that a family member had died, you went straight to the hole, you know, 10 days in the hole. So, I don't know if that's still how it is, but that's how it was, and I got to sit in there, and I guess it also gives you time to cry. But by that time, I no longer knew how to cry. You know, I tried to work it up, but I didn't know how to cry. Emotions were shut down. That's what that facility will do to you. You know what I mean? Going to these institutions, they just shut you down of all emotions, you know, except for hate and scandalism, you know? I don't know. Tomorrow's going to be a fun day. I was supposed to do a podcast with War on Saturday. I'm sorry, my boys. You know, we're going to hook it up soon, though. I promise you that. So, my grandson, I went to his game, and gnats. I went to my grandson's baseball game, man. I get there, crack, as soon as I get there, home run. 2 RBIs brought in, you know. First home run of the night. The second time he goes up, bam, another home run. Granted, they're 7-year-olds trying to throw balls from base to base. Not that they're not all that good. They're pretty good, you know, but they missed the ball. And hell, I don't think my grandson looked once to see if the ball was even coming at him. He just kept running, you know, running. And my heart was just filled with joy, man. You know, and I showed up twice, and my granddaughter said, "That's my Tampa. That's my Tampa." I thought, tampon? You know what I mean? See how my mind works? Tampa. She's calling me grandpa, man. You know, like I'm finally started to become a part of there. I'm also responsible for all the damage that those children endured as well. you know. So I've got a lot of cleaning up to do out here, man. I got a lot of cleaning up to do, you know, and I want it all done on my time. It never ever happens that way, you know. It happens on my God's time, you know, and that's all I could be grateful for. Hopefully I live long enough to make all amends with my family, you know. So, guys, thank you for tuning in, you know what I mean? I'm just doing a little reading with you. I'm not trying to do much this week. Tim's supposed to sit down with me and give me, you know, like an hour of convict Patreon this week, and Cowboy's supposed to sit down, you know, but I'm tying all that stuff off for about a week, and it'll be up next week. Now listen, if you are a convict Patreon, please send your address to my Gmail, and I got some things for you. I just invested in a bunch of different stickers, you know what I mean? I got the J-Cat stickers, the I don't know how my story ends sticker with the badger with all the porcupine needles sticking out of them. I got the 2 pictures of me and the badger. I got some cool stuff for you guys that are helping me keep somebody in a bed, you know? So with all that said, guys, I'm gonna go enjoy some time with my girl. And nothing but love and respect to all you, trolls included, you know what I mean? I know you're hurting, man. Get out of that pain. Listen to some things some other people that have already been hurt, and hurted people do to fix their day, you know? You have to take time out for yourself. It's an absolute must. So nothing but love and respect to you. All right, you guys, I'll tell you what, Harriet looks so beautiful today. And when she gave me that kiss, it was like electricity, you know? So we hadn't kissed like that in a minute, and it was just fabulous. So, you know, she had no whiskers, no mustache, no beard, you know? Enjoy your day, you guys. Enjoy those that are in your life, you know? That's pretty much what this week's gonna be all about. Trying to just enjoy your surroundings and be grateful for them, because nobody else inside gets to any of the stuff that we get. They don't have access to even going outside to breathe fresh air in the evening, so just keep that in mind. Hebrews 13:2 and 3, it says, "Let us not forget to entertain strangers, for by doing so some have unwittingly entertained angels. And then let us not forget the prisoner, as if we were with the prisoner himself." I forget exactly what it was, but, you know, like, it's all good stuff, man, and all it's just knowledge, you know? That's what this thing is good for. If you don't use it for the right things, it's still working, and it's just going to fill up with the wrong things. You know, you spend 90% of your time in your head. Make it a nice place, man. Make it a nice place, all right? All right, tribe, I appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say tonight. I just wanted to bring you a reading. That's pretty much what I'll be doing this week, is just bringing you little readings here and there, and then we'll get back into the convict stuff and the homeless stuff and all the stuff you guys want to hear. You know, this is for the positive people out there. Love and respect shot your way. Badger out. Some people want it to happen. Some people need it to happen. The heavy hitters make it happen. Nothing but love and respect.